I was lost inside the desert, vultures circling round my head, but thanks to God now I made it out of there. I was just another sheep inside the belly of the beast, but thanks to God I was lost inside the desert, vultures circling round. Guru Guru Meje Leshe, I am a fam, hallelujah. Guru Guru Meje Leshe, I am a fam, hallelujah. Guru Guru Meje Leshe, I am a fam, hallelujah. Guru Guru Meje Leshe, I am a fam, hallelujah, hallelujah. Ooh, this ain't lucky, no. Can't you see the hand of heaven is upon me? This ain't lottery now. This is 40 days and 40 nights. Seek and ye shall find. I say more muscle to your hustle, more butter to your bubble, more blessing to the talika. May God give you all the barika. More muscle to your hustle, more butter to your bubble, more blessing to the talika. May God give you all the barika. I was lost inside the desert, vultures circling round my head, but thanks to God now I made it out of there. I was just another sheep inside the belly of the beast, but thanks to God now I made it out of there. Guru Guru Meje Leshe, I am a fam, hallelujah. Guru Guru Meje Leshe, I am a fam, hallelujah. Guru Guru Meje Leshe, I am a fam, hallelujah. Guru Guru Meje Leshe, I am a fam, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I see clearly now. Sun's outside and my night has turned to day. I see clearly now. I used to be lost and God showed me the way. I see clearly now. All I see is blessings every time I look back. I see clearly now. I see clearly. Oh, hallelujah, Meje Baba Mojuba. I was lost inside the desert, vultures circling round my head, but thanks to God now I made it out of there. I was just another sheep inside the belly of the beast, but thanks to God now I made it out of there. Guru Meje Leshe, I am a fam, hallelujah. Guru Meje Leshe, I am a fam, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
Some people where you meet go show you good loving. All them go come your way. Don't let them go away. For me I hold my baby. For me I hold. For me, I hope. For me, I hope, my baby. For me, I hope. For me, I hope. Some people in your life are there to make you smile, or they will take your pain and give you so much joy. For me, I hope. For me, I hope, my baby. For me, I hope. For me, I hope. For me, I hope. For me, I hope, my baby. For me, I hope. For me, I hope. Some go tell you, say now you be one and only, call you baby. Some go promise when time come them fail. When the times are good, they go call you boo, they go stand beside you, claim to love you. When the times are hard, they go just bail. Now I hold my baby, oh. Now I hold. Now I hold. Now I hold. Now I hold my baby, so now I hold. Now I hold. For me I hold. For me I hold my baby, oh. For me I hold. For me I hold.
Labyrinth. Do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I'm batshit crazy having you on my mind? Do you think I'm helpless? My algebra gon' equal you every time. Do you think I'm calling? Do you think I'm calling out your name every night? Girl, I've fallen for you.
All right.
Baby, don't you see?
Good evening, everyone. Hello. Good evening. How are we today? It's evening, morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, anywhere in the world. I hope you can hear me and see me. Can we hear me? Can we see me? Right. Can someone just put the chat box there if you can hear and see me clearly? Okay, fantastic. I'm super happy to be here. I'm glad you are here as well. Thank you for honoring this special day. It's an awesome opportunity to hear from our president. It's been a long time coming. It's the president's chat, and I'm honored to open this up on behalf of myself, on behalf of the entire electoral committee. It's a pleasure to open up this presidential chat, and sure, there will be some debates along the line. It's been hot from the last 2 episodes we've had, and I trust that this one will be a lot more fantastic. You cannot just imagine it. So sit there, sit back, enjoy the session. It will give you an informed opportunity to choose your candidates. Thank you so much again. I'll be handing over straight up to the whips for today. So thank you very much. All the best to all the candidates. Thank you. Have a blast.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Toby. It's exciting being here tonight, and special shout out to our presidential candidates. My name is Naraya. I'm Cynthia Obioha, as some people know. But tonight I'm here to, I would say, anchor this conversation with our dear candidates who are going to be on the hot seat tonight. Toby said it's going to be hot, hot, hot. So I hope it wouldn't be too hot, but at this point, dear presidential candidates, please turn on your videos so we can see your lovely faces. Hello, hello. I see your faces. Cool. Let's see. All right. We have everyone in frame. Let's see. All right, so great. I think everyone is in, and we want to thank everyone. First of all, we want to apologize for the delay in starting. Obviously, you know, things happen. Today we spent time with Papa and we needed to like soak all of those in. We needed extra time. But tonight we're here and I see everyone smiling. Hi, Kemi. Hi, Stephen. And hi, Sarah. Stephen, tell me if you prefer Steve, because I know I see multiple. So tell me which one you prefer to be called. Are you on mute? Yes, you're mute.
You're asking which I prefer. I think Steve is fine.
Which one? Steve? Stephen? Which? Steve?
Either, actually. Either.
I'm going to use both of them interchangeably. And of course, if anybody has any stage name, give me your stage name. Tonight, we're going to use your stage name. All right. So just to tell you about our candidates tonight, you know that we have Stephen here. The exciting thing, you know, I was talking to the town hall team earlier and I said, why are they all from 2007 session? What's with the session? I don't know, but I'm really excited. It's really impressive. You know, 2007 folks in here. I don't know the name of your set, so you can tell me the name of your set. I know mine was Grace. Yeah, so that's, I see Imperial. Okay, makes sense. All right, so we have Imperial set here and multiple leaders. One, we have Sarah. Sarah is she's CUALA cross-border consolidation. She studied marketing in 2000 and that's her goal for, you know, her time here. And she studied marketing, like I said, graduated in 2007. We do have Stephen here. Steve Oluwatobi studied economics in 2007. And then we have Kemi Onabanjo Joseph, who studied computer science set of 2007. All right, so I mentioned Sarah's agenda, so I'll tell you as well, Stevens is actually providing business opportunities, employment opportunities, and support for Eagles to achieve their dreams. And of course, we have Kemi here, whose agenda is to build a stronger and empowered alumni for all. So just to get into this thing like really quick, because there are so many questions, you know, I was looking at the questions and I was like, I'm not sure how these people are going to do it, but we trust you. I mean, what do they say about the head that wears the crown? You know, the thing they say, right? Honestly. So we're going to put you on a very hot seat today, hopefully not too much, but I wanted to just share a few ground rules today for everyone. Thank you, Great Alumni Association, for tuning in and also for engaging on the chat, for watching on YouTube and watching on Facebook, etc. So first of all, recognizing you, but asking you to please keep the chat active. It makes us happy when we see you, you know, engaging. Some of us I know usually will be in the chat section, but today you're on the hot seat, so good luck with that. Another ground rule, of course, is the candidates, please focus on us, you know, ignore the chat. It's going to be a bit noisy. You know, don't think about any question coming from there. All the questions are going to come from me. What else should you know? So this is actually know your candidate. You know, when we think about KYC, we say know your customer, but in this case, we're knowing your candidates and you are candidates today. So know that the goal of this is to understand you as a person and also you in terms of what you want to do for the Alumni Association. Okay, so there is no pressure. I know you're really prepped and all, but yeah, let's start having this conversation. I don't know if there's anything else I'm missing in terms of housekeeping, but if there's anything, I'm going to bring that up shortly, okay? Team Town Hall, please, do we have timekeeping going on somewhere? If not, I can use my phone and I could show you. All right. Okay, so let's kick off. I see someone saying, Arai, you want to ignore us. No, Alumni Association, I already said hi to you. Like, you guys are the people here. All of us were just servants, you know. All right, so without further ado, as they say, we're going to kick off with a couple of questions. We're going to kick off with an icebreaker. You know, this is just fun. First of all, can I ask everyone in the comment section, when this starts, we want to see you engaging on the chat, okay? But in terms of who is going to be speaking, so our dear candidates, please unmute yourselves. We're going to have you, you know, just share the responses tonight. So let's warm up with the icebreaker. So we're going to ask you a few questions, and with these questions, we're hoping that you answer in this order. And how it's going to happen is this. So take note of your number right now. So for every question, unless I call you out specifically, for every question we're going to take, we're going to start Sarah first, the second person, and then the third person, Emmy. We swap places. Does that make sense? So yeah.
When you get the numbers of interference, can you check it again?
Yes, I'm going to repeat it, yes. So number one, Sarah, Steve, you're two, and Kemi, you're next. Now for the next question, you swap places. So in other words, Sarah, you move to the last position. Steve, you forward. Who's next? Kemi, and then, yeah, Sarah next. Then for the third one, Kemi first, you know, Steve, who's second? Sorry, oh my God. Guys, I studied computer science and I don't know what's doing with my brain. Anyway, so let's kick off. Again, like I said, please keep the conversation active. And for us on the hot seat here, the four of us here, let's work on this thing together. Now, this is the icebreaker, right? I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Don't think too much. It doesn't mean I'm not going to ask you why you chose that response, but you know, come up with an answer. Tell me which one you would rather go for. And I could stop you and ask you why you gave that answer. Okay, let's go. So Sarah, you're the first person. Okay. This is more time. All right, Sarah. Would you rather be caught singing in the shower or making dumb faces in the shower?
I'd rather be caught singing.
Okay. We're not going to make you sing, at least not yet. All right, next. So everyone, so as she's done, say your part as well before we take the next question. Does that make sense? So Steve, you can next. Steve, are you on mute? Oh, Stephen, are you on mute?
Okay. I'd rather be caught singing in the shower.
You'd rather be caught singing in the shower. Kemi?
Singing for me too.
Okay, what's with the singing? Guys, should we try the anthem again? Please don't scold. Inspired on fire. Let's go. With courage.
On in rain, God's own armor, caught for glory.
Thank you so much, IT. You know, first of all, this would have been a sign to disqualify you, I need to say. But good thing, at least you got some lines, maybe not everything. But yeah, so the next question, who goes next? Steve.
That should be me.
Yes. So would you rather lose your sense of smell or sense of taste? Hint, hint, COVID.
I
I
guess I'll lose my sense of taste compared to sense of smell.
Okay. Next.
Smell.
Smell. Okay.
I think I'll lose my sense of taste.
Okay. All right. So first of all, I want to say, God forbid, there's no COVID happening to anyone. These are just questions and it shall not happen to anyone in Jesus' name. Amen. So, all right. So Steve, why taste? You and Sarah, you both said taste. Why?
Well, at least before I taste anything, I get to see it.
Okay.
If I smell, I don't get to see it.
Okay. All right, Sarah, what's your reason?
Sense of smell.
Okay. All right, Sarah, you?
Okay, for taste. Okay. Yeah, because if I want to taste anything, I'd rather smell it first before tasting it. What if I go and taste it and it's poop I'm tasting and I couldn't smell that it was poop?
All right, Kevin. Tell us.
I mean, I can do without smelling nasty fats around me. Plus, why would I want to lose the taste of great tasting dodo or jollof rice or food is life, man. I don't want to not be able to enjoy my food. And I will stick to what I know. I'm not going to be putting random things in my mouth. So whatever I put in my mouth, I want to be able to enjoy it. I can do without smelling Lagos gutters, for sure.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But God forbid, nobody is going to lose any of those. All right. So the next, let's go. So Kemi, would you rather lose all your money or all your pictures? You're thinking too much.
That's tough. That's tough. Well, I think I can lose all my pair. This is tough, Mariah. This is tough. Let me thinking. I can make it again. I can make it again. I have the ability to make money again, but I can't recreate the memories that those pictures will give me. So yeah, I'll lose money. Yeah.
Okay. Next person, tell us which and why.
So I would rather lose.
Ask you to please mute your device. Yeah, sorry, but can I ask you to mute your phone, please? Like, take it away from, take the vibration away.
Oh, it's vibrating in. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to work on that. Okay, let me answer the question, then I'll work on that out. So I would rather lose my pictures than lose my money.
Okay. Why is that?
Because sometimes you have to just let go of the past, and the truth is, the pictures can give you a couple of past memories that you don't want to. But for me, I'm passionate about sharing what I have. So at least I don't lose my passion, but I can always make new pictures. I can take new pictures and, live in the present.
Okay, that's good to you, Steve.
I'd rather lose pictures than lose my money.
Okay.
That's my choice.
Okay, you have to tell us what,
Okay, I'll tell you why. Okay, well, the truth is, all the pictures I have, I don't get people who want to take them. So I can get the pictures I want. I get the pictures, all the pictures I have, people take them and give them to me.
Okay, it's funny what is, I think it's interesting when you do this type of questions because people just have things that are important to them for different reasons. So, I mean, there's no right or wrong. All right, let's do one more before, well, no, actually I have two more. No, let's do another round. Okay, so who is next? Sarah, I think that's you. Which would you go for? 1 Bitcoin or $63,000?
Tough answer. Okay, I think I'll do $63,000.
Okay. All right, let's go around and then I'll ask you why. Next. Steven?
I'm getting 1 Bitcoin.
1 Bitcoin, okay. Kemi?
I'll go for the 1 Bitcoin.
All right, let's go around again. So starting from you, Kemi, why 1 Bitcoin?
Because I don't have $3 yet.
Sorry,
it's not like
there is a device beeping. I heard. Can you put it on silent? Come on. Thank you.
So I'm sorry, it's my device and I don't understand why it's not going off vibrate. So when I try to mute it, it's muting this call. So I might go off and on, I'll change my device. Just in case I go off and on.
Get another person while you're fixing that. Thank you so much. All right.
So I'll send out Bitcoin because I don't have the $60,000 yet, but the Bitcoin has the ability to grow. Let's be bold. Let's be bold and take the Bitcoin and see where it goes to the moon.
Rocket, let's go. All right, Stephen, you.
Yeah, I believe the Bitcoin is going to appreciate in value. And there are still estimations as to how it's still going to peak beyond its present level in terms of value.
Okay. Is there any other reason you would go for that? Sorry, this is me trying to buy time for Sarah, but I think we might skip if we don't hear from you.
Well, that's for me, right? Yes. So, like I said, it's appreciating in value. and it's also backed up by the coin itself. The amount of speculation is really low, so the tendency of its value to appreciate is very high. Though it fluctuates, it's still gonna peak, yeah. So I'd rather hold 63,000 that would the value return.
Okay. All right. So on behalf of the Alumni Association, dear presidents, anyone that comes back, please let's figure out what we're doing with cryptocurrency. Okay. Our computer science shall not be in waste. Thank you. All right. Let's see. So let's do the last two questions, and then we go into the main questions for the day, and then of course I bring my game face on. So for this one, would you rather be sticky for the rest of your life or be itchy for the rest of your life? Who's next? Yeah, that's you.
Man, I'm trying to find out because I don't like either. Must I pick one?
Yes.
Sticky or itchy?
Sticky or itchy? Someone is asking what's the difference. Sticky, itchy, guys. Like, see, I cannot explain.
Actually, both.
Which one? Both?
I think I'll just manage being sticky.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to ask you why. Who's next? Kemi, is that you?
I will be sticky to itchy.
Yeah, I think it's uncomfortable. Who's the next person? Sarah, are you settled? Are you good?
Okay, yes, I can go now.
Okay, great. Do you want me to question or did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard the question. Would I rather be sticky, itchy?
Or itchy, yes.
I think I'd rather be itchy.
Okay, I'm not going to ask anybody why. Okay, let's keep those answers personal. All right, so to the final question, let's see. Who starts? I think Kemi, that's you, right? I think so. So $1,000 or 1 million naira, with all due respect to naira, of course.
All due respect. The moment people say with all due respect, they're about to drag you into the merge. So yeah, I'll take $1,000 today. I'll take $1,000 because I know you.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you will appreciate it. And I'm trying to naira money. So yeah, I'll take $1,000.
All right. So next.
Okay, I'm next. Take $1,000, right? $1,000 or 1 million naira, right?
Yes.
Let me just stay with $1,000.
Okay.
And let's leave the naira out of it.
I need to remind you that $1,000 is how much? 500 or whatever, I don't know, but something like that, 500K, right? And 1 million. Okay, Stephen?
I'll take the $1 million naira, and I'll use the $1 million naira to buy $1,000 and keep it change.
Mother. Naira must rise. Well, we're hopeful. I hope that. Sorry?
CBN Governor Stephen. Right.
Cool. Naira will rise in our time.
Amen.
I hope it does rise in our time. I hope we, as the Alumni Association as well, will be there to influence and to help the economy get better. That's my prayer. But again, it's not about me, it's about you. So like I said, we're going to go into the main matter for today. So thank you, and I hope you feel relaxed. I hope this is really warm for you to have genuine conversations with us. So we're going to go on to hearing your responses to more serious questions, which will be randomly assessing your personality, your passion, and position up for election. So let's continue in that order. Remember your position. So I think the next person to start is Sarah. So for you, Sarah, in 1 minute, and I'm going to be timing. I don't know, IT is having a great day, and God favors us today. We're going to use other methods, to time ourselves. But in 1 minute, Sarah, could you tell us if you could do one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? 1 minute starts.
If I could do just one thing, I would rather be a philanthropist.
Okay. Why is that?
Because I love to impact lives, and somehow, as a philanthropist, you can either give money or empower people, and that way it helps a life, it helps a family, and I see people happy, and it makes me happy when I see people happy. So I'd rather just be a philanthropist.
Okay. All right. So you have 24 seconds left. Anything you want to add there, or do you want us to proceed?
No, let's proceed.
Okay. All right. Same question for you, Stephen. In 1 minute, and I'm going to reset the time. In 1 minute, you could do one thing for the rest of your life. What would it be?
I'd rather be an investor for the rest of my life.
Okay. Tell us more. Why is that?
Okay, so I believe in the possibility of scaling things in achieving a lot of results. I know people have dreams to accomplish 1 or 2 things with their lives, and sometimes it can just be one kind of enablement. So everything I'm doing right now is even aims towards that point, so I can get to a point where what I'm doing is either pursuing my own dreams through others or helping my resources, using my resources to help other people also pursue their own dreams, basically. So this for me is what I would like to do for the rest of my life.
All right, thank you so much, Stephen. Kemi, the same question goes to you. What would that be for you if you'd rather be one thing for the rest of your life?
Can I be an investing philanthropist? Can I be an investing philanthropist?
I mean all right.
My life, I want to be I'll call it servant leader, and I'm going to use that very loosely. That means that in various capacities, either as a philanthropist or an investor, I'm able to actually serve people, serve communities, serve nations, serve businesses, serve individuals, serve families, serve whoever needs to be served in whatever capacity they need to be served. And so that has multiple expressions. It could be investing in the person's business, it could be starting an NGO, it could be enabling NGOs to grow, it could be working as a consultant, as I am right now, advising businesses on how to grow their top line and their bottom line to employ more people. So yeah, I just want to be a servant leader. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so thank you so much for managing your time, everyone. I remember, like I said in the beginning, I knew that there was one rule I was meant to share, which is that if you exceed your time, I will, honorably mute you. So please know that I'm a very respectful person, but for today, I'm going to be that person. All right, so thank you so much for sharing that. So we do have another question, still trying to understand you a bit better. What is that one thing that you do so well, but you hardly talk about? The next person starts 1 minute. Actually, sorry, 1 minute. Stephen?
What is that one thing that I do so well?
And you hardly talk about?
I'm trying to think of what that is. I try to talk about everything. Maybe I try not to talk about that. I can be very funny and childish at times. I don't talk about that, and maybe it's something I do like behind the scenes. Only those who are really, really close to me that get to see that or to know that. But I don't really talk about that a lot. And maybe this one is not secret. Oh, you said one thing, right? I think it's over there.
Or you have 24 seconds. You can tell us another one if you want to.
Oh, okay. So this one is kind of open. It's not hidden. It's only those who are driving with me that actually get to know. I'm trying to be humble in my driving these days. My wife has questioned me.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing that. Please be humble in your driving. All right. So next person, Kemi, start.
The one thing that I know how to do and that I don't talk about enough is how I empower people to be their very best. I was telling you today that my superpower is people, and I have an innate gift of helping people be their best. So my team members, people that work with me on my various projects, people that work with me on anything, know that when they work with me, I'm able to provide an environment for them that really helps them thrive. And that's a superpower that I have that I don't talk about enough because
I'm going to stop you for a bit. We can hardly hear you, so could you try to speak up? Thank you.
Oh, wow, okay. My volume is at the loudest. So yes, can you hear me?
It's
Is it
better
better?
yet.
Yeah.
If you must.
My ability to bring out the best in people is something that I am exceptional at, but I don't talk about often because, I allow the people speak for me. I allow the people that I work with speak about my leadership. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thanks. I have a question for everyone. Could you let
We can hear you.
Oh, yeah. So I have a question. Could you let me know, because I am hacking this, timekeeping thing, I want to know if this is mirrored or if you can see the time as it should.
Perfect.
What's
Okay,
one?
thank
Yeah.
you. All right, so let's go to another question. And this is one that I know that a couple of us do care about. I do care about. I want to learn, why you're running.
Sarah hasn't answered. Mariah, if you don't mind.
Oh, sorry. Okay, my apologies.
Question.
That's it. All right, let's go.
Okay, please come again with the question because what you asked now has confused the both of them. All right, can you come again with the question?
All right, Sarah, a question for you. It's not easy doing this thing. Okay, so question for you. What is that thing you do so well that you hardly talk about?
Okay, so I have the ability and gift to bring people from different backgrounds and different character traits together and be able to merge these character traits so that they can come as one and achieve something. I hardly talk about.
Okay, you have like that 7 seconds. Maybe you can tell us why not.
Why I don't talk about it? I don't know. I don't know, maybe because I'm always happy doing it and I'm always there, I'm one excited little child like that. So when I see that I've gotten people, people could dislike themselves, but I look for an even ground and put them together and make sure, look, this is it, forget this part, and let's achieve this together. Yeah. So
All right. Thank you so much for that. Thanks everyone. It's good to know, it's good to know, those things about you that, you hardly talk about. Because I think if you look at the whole campaign, everyone is just saying, this is who I am, this is what I care about, etc. But there are also some things that we want to know about you beyond what you're showing us, on the gram, on the FB, or whatever platform it would be. All right, so now let's ask this other question. I was going back to in the spirit of asking a question I think many of us do care about today, which is, why are you running for the CUALA presidency? Why is this important to you? So who starts this?
I think I'm starting now. Why am I running?
I'm going to tailor your question just a bit because you're coming back, right? So I'm going to tailor it. So, sorry?
Am I running again?
Yes. Why are you running again?
So I think there are 3 reasons that I've communicated this for. The first thing is I'm running again to make sure that we don't lose momentum. If you were questioned earlier today with Bishop, all of those things that we were able to share around what has been done in the last couple of years has really been, under my leadership. And there's so much more we can do. There are many things that are work in progress now that I believe that we need to continue to build on. And so given my skills, my networks, and all the work that I've done, especially my experience running as president, I believe we can actually move faster over the next 2 years under my leadership. The other reason why I'm running, honestly, is to make sure that we reinforce the foundations of CUALA. We're doing great, but there's so much more we can do. And I'm running again to make sure that I can bring all the experience I have to accelerating that journey. Thank you.
Okay, all right, so who goes next?
Sarah.
Can I ask that you please remember your turns? I'm not going to keep tab on that because I'm just trying to, kind of distribute this work.
So
yeah. So Sarah?
Okay, so all right. So why I'm running for president is one, I was opportune to work in this present administration, and I have seen a lot of things happen very beautifully. I've also been exposed to things that I know we still need to patch up and work on, and So in my head, I'm like, okay, if anybody is going to run, Sarah, you're already familiar with this system. You know what is bad, you know what is good, you know what they are trying to change. Instead of bringing a new person who is not familiar with the system back on board, it's not like it can't happen, but okay, I'm used to the system. I know what we lack, so it's easy for me to fit it in. Yes, so that's one of the reasons why I'm running for president majorly.
All right, thank you so much, Sarah. Stephen, could you tell us why you're running for the CUALA presidency?
Okay, so why am I running? Maybe I'll just summarize that into two. One is to say, looking at, because I've been serving on the alumni directly, indirectly, I mean, for years, in fact, from the beginning. And so running is like saying, okay, let's kill all the things that have been doing behind the scene. And how can we, basically increase the level of impact at that level? One. Two is to say, looking at the present demography of the alumni, right now we are close to about 20,000 membership in terms of the alumni, and needs are already varying. A number of us have become like fathers and mothers already. Responsibilities kind of like are increasing. So there was a time where the bulk of our concerns basically were just thinking about how can we move to the next stage in terms of our schooling or education, maybe like a master's. Well, now things have changed. So basically, how can we create opportunities to meet the present needs, basically?
All right, thank you. One thing I noticed about all of you is that you're very, precise. You try to keep to time. So I'm really positive about whoever becomes the next president of CUALA. That's really efficient. All right, so thank you for sharing that. Now, the other question is this, and of course, we're tailoring it, depending on your current position. Either you're currently the president or maybe you're trying to get in. The question for this is, for the next person, if you do not get elected into this position, do you plan to engage the new leaders and CUALA at large to execute your ideas? Who goes next?
That's me.
I'm next.
Oh,
okay.
I thought it's me.
Yeah, that's you.
Okay, so the question is, so if I don't become president, will I be able to execute through the present leader? Absolutely.
Engage how will you engage the CUALA president and the alumni to execute the ideas that you had?
Is it me or you? Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just all right. Yeah, we can hear you, Stephen. Can you say something? Sorry.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I was answering your question.
Okay, and can you start, please? Just started my time.
Thank you. I believe the question is, so will you still engage with whoever wins if you don't win? I believe that's the question.
Yeah, do you plan to engage, and if yes, how?
Yes. And this is what I've been doing like informally, but now I want to be more intentional about it. I believe that the alumni, beyond just that, we are a group of people who graduated from Covenant University. We are more of like a prophetic family. And I believe we are designed to accomplish something purposeful in Nigeria, Africa, and the world as a whole. So whether I become president or someone here becomes president, I would directly engage with whoever becomes president, directly and indirectly, with resources, with time, and also the ideas, and also what I've already designed in terms of implementation. Those things will be shared. There are conversations we'll still have to make those things happen, because really it's still about eagles. It's not about whether I directly become the person who becomes president or not, but it's still about eagles.
Right, so to the next person.
I'm going next, absolutely. Just like, actually, I've always served in CUALA formally. I've held positions in CUALA before, and even when there was no organized leadership, as it were, I've always served. I served Hope, I served as welfare officer. I have always done everything I can do to serve CUALA. And so, even if I don't win, I'm definitely going to work with any of the people who win, actually, to work with CUALA. I think what's even more important is in my individual life, without the title, I've always served eagles. I've always looked out for eagles. I've always patronized people's businesses. I've always prioritized Eagles in everything that I do. And so I will continue to do that while working with whoever wins.
Thank you so much, Kemi. Kemi, can I ask you to please check your audio? There's something, I don't know if the fan is on, but there's something interfering with your audio.
Okay.
All right, Sarah, that should be you next.
Okay. Yes, so if I don't win, I certainly would still engage whoever wins in the initiatives that I have. And this is because for me, it's not about the title. CUALA for me is a family. Majority of the people who are family to me today are CUALA. So if I say because I don't win, I choose not to help them, then it just means I can't even reach out to my family. Yes, and if I'm so passionate about them, then it's okay. Whatever the ideas are, it's for CUALA after all. Yes, so.
All right, thank you so much. And I want to say again, thank you. I think I personally appreciate the heart of service. It seems that you all have. The good thing as well is that you all have actually been engaged. Sorry, I think that one's from my end. You have all been engaged in, you know, well, in the running of the association from many years ago. And it's good to know that you're still here and you're still committing your heart towards service to the Alumni Association. All right, so we have one question here. I have one. So I can see people are submitting questions. Keep them coming, but we're not going to take them now. I'll give a time for them at the end, your questions, but keep submitting them on the Q&A feature, you know, somewhere on your screen. Okay, so next person, paint us a picture about on your first 100 days in office. So you have, for this one, you have 90 seconds to actually do it. So give us this, you know, futuristic, you know, visionary picture of what you plan to do in your 100. Let's follow your imagination, okay? All right, give me 1 second to adjust this timer and we're good to go. 90 seconds. Go.
All right, so in my first 90 days, 100 days in office, there are 4 important things I'm going to do. The first thing is to familiarize myself with the new team, right? So given that there are many different people that are coming to run for office, it's going to be a brand new executive council. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is actually to spend time getting to each of my team members. I find that one of the things that I enjoy the most in my last time serving is that this group of strangers who I ended up with on the leadership team became friends and family. And that's how we're able to make magic together. So I'm going to spend time doing that. I think the second thing that I'm going to do is to spend time with the other candidates, because I believe that there are many exciting ideas that the other presidential candidates have that we can actually execute. So creating a platform to actually work with them together to execute some of these things. The thing that I would do is to make sure that all outstanding projects from this past administration is actually followed through and finished to ensure that continuity is not compromised. And finally, the last thing that I will do in my first 100 days of office is to actually do a town hall and gather ideas, feedback from Eagles again to make sure that we're solving the biggest problems on their mind. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so thank you so much for that, Kemi. I hope everybody was able to help join us in imagining those 100 days. Who's next? Sarah, I think that's you.
Yeah. Okay, so first and foremost, thank you for the time. First and foremost, I'm going to bond with my team because it can't be just me. And when I mean bond with them, it's not just me bonding with them. It would also be them bonding with each other, because we have to achieve whatever we need to achieve as one. So it's important for me that everybody bonds together and I bond with them and understand them. Secondly, which is major for me, for CUALA, I would look for how to ensure that there are chapters in every state that has a minimum of 20 Eagles there, so that there's an easier reach for people. You know, a lot of people pretty disconnected because we probably don't even know that there's somebody in the background channel or something, you know. So yes, in the first 100, I would let's look through the database and let's see who is who, where are they, and we analyze that. And then alongside doing that, because for me, if I don't know who I want to reach out to, then whatever initiatives I have, it's just a part of the system that will benefit from it. And some other parts will just stay put and they will probably never benefit from it. And then probably one of the last things I would do is to make sure that somehow everybody comes together. And I like to bond people, Sha, you know, like I said, and just make sure we come together and be one. Then we can continue.
All right, thank you so much, Sarah. Stephen, let's go with you. And just a heads up for everyone, after this, after Stephen goes, we're going to go on a very short break for you to absorb all that has been shared here today. And, you know, so far, and then you can come back with even more questions for us. So we're just going to enjoy a couple of, we're going to listen to music for the commercial break, and then we will come back, okay? So don't disconnect after Stephen goes. Over to you, Stephen. Hello, are you there? And do you want me to repeat the question?
Can you hear me?
Now, yes.
Okay. So what will I do? First day, the first 100 days by the time I get to office. First of all, is also to connect with the team. So obviously, we all have had our campaigns. We have new persons in office, or maybe possibly those who were in office before. The importance here is to connect, because for us to achieve anything together, we all have to be on the same page. So we have to connect and also align our plans, you know, and have a clear master plan that we're going to work with. Besides the ESCOs, based on certain gaps I've also identified, and now we operate at the alumni level, is also to engage some very well-meaning alumni members also, which I call the non-executive team. These have no titles, but they've been available and open to make something happen. The alumni, many of them are silent, but they're doing amazing stuff, and they want to be a part of what we are doing. So there are certain things that we have in the plan that we can always involve them in, working directly with the various offices that we have, sharing the vision with them, and then we scale that across board. Having frequent sessions with the entire alumni body as a whole, where we can share the vision. And then the next thing is to begin to implement, pull resources together and to make that really happen. So first of all, it is all centered around communicating to their community, building and reinforcing a team for us to execute, basically.
All right, thank you so much for that and for keeping to time. So everyone, like I said, we're going to take a few minutes. The technical team tells me it's 10 minutes. So in those 10 minutes, I'm not sure what the time is wherever you are. Do grab something, grab a drink, grab food, or, you know, just sitting and just listening while we come back in 10 minutes. So our time starts now. Over to you, tech crew.
Ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name B-Easy. We in the building, right here, with my man Praise. Yo, Praise, remember those songs we sang back in the day when we were kids? Stupid songs. Really, really stupid songs. Yo, Praise, sing the hook for us.
Song from the days when we were young. Everybody sing along. Everybody sing. Hey, Boju Boju. That's a stupid song. Ojuju Calabar. That's a stupid song. Tinko Tinko. That's a stupid song. That's a stupid song. That's a stupid song. Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony. He stuck a feather in his hand.
So what's that got to do with anything? I remember it.
That's a stupid song.
Everybody sing along.
Woke up one Sunday morning, told my daddy I'm leaving home. I'm going off to the city tomorrow, even though I don't know where to go. And daddy says, son, don't be a fool, 'cause life in the city is unbelievable. Get broken, oh, you're just a little boy, and you may never find your way. And I said, I know I could get lost, I know I could get broken, forgive me, Father, but I gotta take a chance. Oh, I'm already gone, so just pray for me. Pray I find my way. Oh, forgive me, Father, but I gotta take a chance. Oh, I'm already gone, so just pray for me. Pray I find my way. Oh, forgive me, Father, but I gotta take a chance. Oh, I'm already gone, so just pray for me. Hello, Daddy, how you doing? Hope Mama's doing okay. Been 4 years and 11 months now. Hello, it was true what you said to me. The life in the city is unbelievable. Had to struggle just to get by every day, and I could barely find my way. Mo mọ̀ pé mo lè ṣìnà. Ó dá mi lójú. Mo rí pé ayé lè ṣòro. Forgive me, Father, but I gotta take a chance. Oh, I'm already gone, so just pray for me. Gbàdúrà fún mi. Kò ní bá mi ṣe. Forgive me, Father, but I gotta take a chance. Oh, I'm already gone, so just pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me. Madura, I'm already gone, so just pray for me. The grass is greener on the other side. That's what I thought before I took the ride. I burned my bridges so I'd never look back. But if I had known the life I was searching for was looking me right in the eye, oh. If I had known the life I was searching for was already my own. The grass is greener where you water the ground. That's what I found when I took the ride. I realized the mountain I've been climbing.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. I hope for everyone here, you were here when we started the first part, but if not, welcome again to the CUALA 2021 elections presidential chat. We're just trying to know our candidates today. Like we said, keep the conversations going on the chat, on the group chat. And also, if you do have any questions, we would appreciate that you put them in the Q&A feature somewhere on your screen. Anyway, so these are very intelligent questions everyone was asking, and at least I was asking here, and people were sending in. So I want to say, first of all, I know we listened to the song from our very own Eagle Bears. I just want to say they are also intelligent questions, not stupid questions. Guys, this is me trying to crack a joke, so you laugh at this point. Okay, let's do this thing. So we do have a few questions coming from people, like I said, and we'll get through to them. I know a couple of us submitted multiple questions. We'll just try to pick a few, just so we can get genuine answers from for many people that are also asking their questions. All right. So we stopped with the question about painting a picture question on painting a picture about your first 100 days in the office. One of the questions that we have next will be this, and I think the last person to answer was Sarah. Was that you or Stephen? Can you unmute yourself, dear presidents?
Stephen was the last to answer.
That was you. Okay, great. So Kemi, please unmute unless maybe you just want to mute until it's time for you to speak.
Can you hear me? I'm on another device, so yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, the audio was struggling the last time. Okay, so to the other question we have, this is a very strategic role. This is the president's role, like, yoga wata wata of CUALA. So Stephen, what do you think will be the most challenging task for you in your role? We have a timekeeper up there on the screen, so you should be able to see that. IT, we can pin that, let's pin that, but if not, we can just work with the tiny screen. So please look up their presidential candidates. So Stephen, over to you. You have, oh no, sorry. Moji, could you please set it to 90 seconds? Thank you. Use the next one.
I was going to take like a whole day to answer that question.
90 seconds. Thank you. Let's go.
Okay, so I believe the question is, so what do I consider will be my most tasking challenge here? Oh, all right. Well, I think it's both like a mix, and it's maybe a couple of things I've seen when it comes to challenges, when it comes to like maybe implementing an idea. So it's one thing to have like a plan on paper. It's one thing to be able to see what you really want to achieve. and even have a very big dream for the people that you're intending to serve. So I think the first part of challenge is now to be able to communicate effectively what that dream is, and to get a lot of buy-in, not just people to, embrace the idea and applaud the idea and say it's an excellent idea, but to have people even be more involved in that process in terms of implementing and making that idea or plan real, so that we can get the kind of results that we want to get. So I'd actually envisaged this already, that if I become president, these challenges will be there. And I think it happens virtually in anything you want to do. If you really want to do something really big and carry people along, you can carry things and just do things anyhow, because things don't have the ability to make choices. But people have the ability to say yes or no, and you have to communicate effectively with them. So for me, the first challenge will be to communicate effectively to get their buy-in, so we fly and move together.
Thank you so much, Stephen. I see someone asking for us to go back. If you missed the first part, is on YouTube. You can always go watch the replay. All right, over to you, Kemi.
Super. Can you hear me clearly now?
And this is for you in the second, this is for you in the second tenure.
Yeah. The biggest challenge that I'm looking to solve, or what I envisage the biggest challenge, is going to be a continuation of the challenge that I've been trying to solve for the last 2 years. How do I build an alumni for all? How do I build, or how do we build an inclusive community where everyone feels heard, where everyone feels like they have something to offer, where everyone feels like they have something they can get, something of value that they can get from the alumni. As Stephen said, you can have bright ideas, and we did have a lot of bright ideas and initiatives and all of that. But if people don't know what you're doing, they cannot get value from it. So the biggest thing that I would want to solve is, how can we make sure that we are connected to more Eagles? How do we make sure that more Eagles know what we have to offer to them? How do we make sure that all the initiatives and the plans and the programs that all the different directorates are going to be coming up with can actually be communicated to them in a way, and in wherever they are? That's the first thing. Let's reach them wherever they are, and let's make sure that they actually have the opportunity to participate in getting value from the alumni. That's the challenge we've been dealing with. We've made some progress, but there's still more work to be done. Thank you.
Thank you. Sarah, do you want to also tell us what challenges you think you would see as well in office?
Okay. Let me answer the way I think I heard your question. Was like,
I can repeat it if you need that.
No, I think I heard the question. So it was more like, what's the biggest challenge? Because a lot of things can come in as challenge. However, one of the things I see that I have seen over the last 2 years of work is that we have a lot of Eagles who have deliberately built a wall and a barrier against CUALA. I call them anti-CUALA. They don't want to hear you say anything about CUALA because they've had very, very horrible experiences, either back at the university or within this period of being alumni. They've had very horrible experiences and they don't want to. So such people cannot even benefit from what we have to offer, because they're not just disconnected, they have exiled themselves. So for me, that's one of the biggest challenges, to look for how to get to them and to be able to reach out to them and convince them and let them see that, look, yes, things might have happened. We probably cannot change what happened, but we could make tomorrow better. That's for me is one of the biggest challenges I think that I might have to encounter.
Thank you, Sarah. Can I just make us go around again, in the same order that we went around this time, then we reset again. So you've shared the challenges that you think you might encounter. How do you intend to tackle those challenges? Starting from you, Stephen.
Okay. So tackling that challenge, of course, will now be getting more involved, even from all the levels. I mean, whether at the grassroots level, like some persons will say. I'm glad that we have the healthy structure that accommodates our flight leads, who help to also, lead, each of the various sets. I'm also glad that we have a structure that helps to, address key sections. So one of the things that I also had in mind to also enable implementation possible is to create communities for various things around making opportunity creation a lot easier. For instance, a business community, right, where business people, entrepreneurial-minded people can come together and share resources, share ideas, get access to tools and funding and support that can help scale what they're doing. And I know that one of the things that keeps community sustainable is not just that people gather. The strength of every community is engagement. So creation of such opportunities and engaging with those opportunities. And as long as people see that their needs are being met and what they actually want is made to happen, somehow there's a lot of buy-in. So communication is one thing. A number of persons will definitely buy in. And as they buy in, we get results. As we get results, we gain traction. As we gain traction, those who possibly didn't have a buy-in before, people always like to identify with successes. So when they see that we get results, even those that didn't buy in before, it's just natural for you to be a part of whatever is winning. So this for me is a flow by which we begin to engage.
Thank you, Stephen. Over to you, Kemi.
Great. So how would I tackle this challenge? First and foremost, leveraging my team. Because as everyone has, every single person who has come to campaign has a community behind them, right? And some of these people are people that were not previously engaged. Some of these people are people that were previously disconnected. And so the first thing is to actually work with the team to make sure that they're able to bring their community, right? Everyone who has supported them so far needs to be brought into the community. The second thing is micro communities, actually. And I'm glad that, Stephen said that, because that is the life of what we're doing. CUALA is big. It has become too big to be managed only centrally. And so one of the building blocks of my manifesto is actually building micro communities. So that's flights, which is the reason why, we have all the flight leads, the flight lead offices were open this time to make sure that we actually have people who are leading the flights, building more chapters, but not just for chapter sake, but actually making sure that people in clusters can come together physically as well to actually engage. I think the final thing is interest-based groups. So some people are not in a place where they can have a big enough chapter, but they love to travel together. They have a book club, there's some spiritual people. How do we create those micro communities for people to engage based on their interest? One person brings 10, each 10 people bring 100, and that's how we get everyone together. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. So let's see, who's the next person here? So this question is also going to be in two parts, for the existing leadership and also for
Sarah. Sarah hasn't answered. Mariah, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Sarah
okay,
hasn't answered.
Thank you, Kemi. Thanks for keeping me honest. I'm going to monitor this better. Okay, so over to you, Sarah, for 90 seconds.
Okay, so first and foremost, I would leverage on my team, because I like what Kemi said, everybody comes with a different community. But you see, aside the community that they come with different expertise. Now, I had spoken earlier about people who have built conscious barriers. Now, these conscious barriers cuts across not just physical things, not just psychological. It could also be like a business opportunity that they asked for and they were turned down, or a project that they asked for and they were turned down. So leveraging on my team, and I would give an example of the present administration. A lot of things could not have been successful if the team that the president had did not come together to make it happen. So even if I say I want to do this thing, if I don't leverage on my team and maximize all the potentials they come with, it's probably going to be almost impossible for me. Secondly, I would pay attention to what these different barriers are, because like I said, the barriers differ. I don't know why, I don't know if I'm the only one who can't see the time, but okay.
I see it here, 13 seconds and 12 seconds. Is everyone, Kemi, Stephen, are you both able to see the timer?
Okay, I've slid to the other page, I can see it now. Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, if you do need a few seconds, we're happy to give you since you were troubleshooting at the time.
Okay, yes, so thank you very much.
Right.
I really appreciate it.
Let's wrap 30 seconds, yeah, all right.
Thank you very much. Okay, so yes, and then finally, I would find out what these different problems are. And because the truth is, everybody wants to be listened to. You don't just take it that, oh, that's the problem, we can overlook it. No. You need to understand that people need to be listened to because they are pained about something. And then when I find out what these problems are, we can now say, okay, this is how we could deal with it. Do we need mental health sessions? Do we need a business rehabilitation session, basically that's how I would go about it. Thank you.
Okay. I wanted to make sure you wrapped up as well. Are you okay with the timing?
It's okay, yes, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So Kemi, you are next, right? That's after Stephen. So one important leadership attribute, and even just for a person, is just being able to assess yourself, right? Assessment, self-awareness is super crucial, in growth for a person, for an individual. So one of the questions that everyone has is, in your past tenure, if you had to look back, what do you think that you could have done differently? And what do you hope to do like in this other half? I mean, with whatever you find out from your self-assessment with us in the 90 seconds.
That's a great question.
What could you have done differently?
What would I have done differently? I think we would have built micro communities faster, and empowered chapters, brought the flights even earlier, because that is so key to get into everyone. So I think I would have done that quicker and faster, to be honest. COVID did a number on us, but I would, I wish we did that faster. I think the other thing that I would have done differently was to even strengthen the secretariat again faster. We had a bit of challenges in the beginning with the secretariat, and we struggled a little. So I would have strengthened it faster, and gotten strong people in there to make sure that operations can go on regardless of who is there and who's not there. I think something else that I would have done differently would have been to actually be in more places, like visit more chapters and visit more locations. COVID didn't let me, but I would have wanted to engage with people in person more, because I believe that no matter how much we do virtual work, physical engagements make a difference. And so I would have wanted to actually engage people a bit more in person. Hopefully, going forward, I can do these things better. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Kemi. Sarah, I think you're next. But for you, it's the same question, but in a different way. So for you, when you started campaigning, I'm sure you looked back to say, and of course you were also VP Welfare, if I remember correctly, at some point. You looked back and you said to yourself, there's something that we could do better. And this is why I want to continue, or want to run as a president. What was that for you? 90 seconds.
Okay.
So what would you do differently this time?
Okay. So for me, because of the role that I played as the VP Welfare and Community Outreach, I had to focus on ensuring that people were paid attention to. However, there were a lot of constraints. So for me, I think if I had opportunity, to maybe extend my tenure, I would have said, okay, you know what, Sarah, try and reach out to every group that is existing or something, and look for how to make sure you have a welfare representative there. That way it's easier because a lot of people went through stuff and they didn't even know. We are amazed that some people didn't even know that there was a welfare person existing. As far as they're concerned, they just know that there's CUALA alumni, but they didn't know that there were things that existed that could help them, So I would have gone into all these smaller communities and ensure that there was a representative there that could help us reach out better. Yes, so that's one of the things I would have focused on.
Okay, Sarah, I would have loved to see you also critique like the current leadership, not just your own office. Let's give you 30 seconds to add to what you just said.
Okay, so when you mean the entire leadership, that's what you mean, right?
Well, presidency is what you're running. So you probably looked back and said, okay, this is what the president did and this is what I would have done differently. What's that for you? Timekeeper, Moji, please, can we do the 30 seconds? Thanks.
Okay, so I would say, and which sincerely she had said, and I'm really impressed that she said it, reach out better. A lot of people sincerely, like I said earlier, want to be heard. They want to reach out to you. It can be really tedious and stressful trying to reach out to so many people, but the best thing is to just reach out to people, look for how to make sure people can access So accessibility, yes, is one of the things I think we didn't have well. Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Stephen, over to you. Before you start, I want to remind everyone that when we start taking the Q&A, and of course I'm going to pick some randomly even as I'm asking the questions, know that they're going to be in random order. It's not going to be like, the first submitted. So everyone just heads up. So, okay, over to you, Stephen. So critiquing the current presidency, what do you think the presidency could have done differently, and what would you do differently there?
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to commend the great effort of the current president, the person of Kema, who is here, and also the ESCOs, because they've done actually amazing stuff, really. It's a build-up on the previous leadership. What are the gaps that I've identified? The gaps I've identified reflected some of the things that I'm pushing forth right now, which I would like to see in the next 2 years. Driven by whoever is going to become president. And that is the aspect of opportunities that I've been emphasizing and mentioning. So the first set of ESCOs, particularly the VP business, in the person of Stanley Okafor, did an amazing job in helping to drive and support for Eagle entrepreneurs. But after that time, there was kind of like a dwindle when it comes to support for Eagle businesses. I think it was another set that we had. We practically, was dwindling over time. So I just thought, I think we need to have like a presidency that gives priority to creating opportunities for business people and also creating job opportunities for Eagles, considering that that's a huge need at this particular point in time. Eagles have, gotten to a point where attention needs to be made there. I know that this is not, purely the president's responsibility. I think it's more about creating support that will enable the executives. I'm trying to give a lot.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think that question everyone would have asked, for those coming in and for those already in it, is self-assessment is great, and also critiquing is great as well to help you at least plan for your own time. So of course, I know I saw someone saying, that's a tricky question. With all due respect, her presidency. All right, so let's take this other question as well. So this particular one is, let's see. All right, I'm going to switch. Give me 1 second, everyone. All right, so one thing I think we've heard people talk about here a lot is, how do we bring alumni members that, or let's say Covenant University alumni, I wouldn't use the word members because they probably are not, enrolled or they don't care. So let's call them disinterested alumni, folks. So one question that someone had is, how do you intend to get them motivated to join, this amazing association that we're building? So the next person who, I don't know, I think that's Kemi, is that you? So the next person, please take. Okay, Sarah. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Thanks.
Okay, so how do I have 90 seconds?
Yeah, so yes, and I'm going to even repeat it in this way. How do you intend to drive an inclusive alumni association agenda? How do you plan to help alumni members, who are disinterested? How do you plan to bring them into the vision? 90 seconds.
Okay, I'm going to go from administrative point of view. In an organization, we teach on if you can't get the boss's ear, look for who has the boss's ear. So the truth is, irrespective of who it is or where they are, there are people that they listen to. There are people that, as much as I don't want to be a part of CUALA, I have a friend that is a CUALA person, so those are the kind of people we target, and then, just reach out to this person and convince them. And the truth is also, I like to talk about bonding because I have witnessed what bonding activities do, create bonding activities where that person that has their ear would drag them in. And then unconsciously, because it's a calm ground and it's, let's enjoy ourselves. The person, you have to first deal with emotions because it's where that has been there. So you have to I would leverage on bonding. Yes, you hear me?
No, we're going to give you a few more seconds. Moji, can you pause the time and then resume in like maybe 15 seconds, Sarah? Okay, we're going to come back to Sarah. I think the next person is Stephen. So Stephen, let's start with you. And when Sarah is able, we'll give her a few seconds to finish her train of thought. Okay, Stephen?
Can you rephrase the question, please?
Absolutely. So of course, we know that there are some alumni members that, feel disinterested in the whole alumni conversation. Like I said, I would call them alumni folks for now, and I'm not using the word members because, they just do not want to relate. So the question is, how do you intend to drive an inclusive alumni association agenda? How do you plan to drive or motivate them to come on board with us as we move forward with the alumni?
Okay, first of all is to begin to engage those who they honor and respect amongst them, who can serve as a voice on behalf of the alumni to them, and basically letting them understand what we're trying to do and that they're actually part of the plans. It's not that they're being excluded, it's their choice, but they're actually part of the family. The next thing I would like to do is this, and this works, on any platform. I think I heard this from one of my mentors who said, you don't know that there are ants in the house until you put a cube of sugar on the table. The thing is, what are the needs of these people? Do they have families? Do they have kids? Do they have needs? What exactly are their needs? If the alumni is meeting those needs, are they going to decline? Particularly when we want those needs actually met. So it's for us to begin to say, oh, okay, if truly the CU Alumni Association is the home and family of these persons, then they should be able to come and have those needs met, which means they know that they have a place to always go to. So basically, CUALA has to position as the solution to their concerns, to their problems. That'll be the second thing I'm going to do. So basically, these are the things that I'm looking at on how to embrace them. The third will be to also involve them. And it always works. When people see that you're entrusting them with responsibilities to accomplish things that they're really capable of doing, they want to give you their best and they don't want to disappoint. So these are the three things I would like to do to involve those people.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Kemi, over to you.
I think they've said it all. Very, very spot on points that Sarah and Stephen have said. And this is the challenge that I dealt with in the last 2 years. And it's not, there's no silver bullet to solve this problem, right? It's going to be many different things at the same time. So as Stephen said, one of the ways is to actually reach out to people who are voices of influence within the community. Some of them are excited about the alumni and some of them are not. But it's important to reach out and at least, extend the hand of fellowship. Some will accept, some will not, but it is, our responsibility to at least reach out. And then when those voices of influence begin to see the value that the alumni can offer, they can then, bring their own communities into the alumni. I think the second way to do this is to continue to offer value. I like the sugar and ant solution, right? Continue to offer value. There are people who were completely disconnected, but because of one of the different programs that our team was able to give, we're able to actually get people in, whether it was IG Lives, a civic clinic, a mentoring program. When you're solving people's problems, they are attracted to you. And I think the final thing is to actually address the issues. As you reach out, as you talk, as you engage, you begin to clear misconceptions and apologize for some of the things that people are probably still hurt about. And that's the way we are going to keep getting them in. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that. The next person to go would be Stephen. So Stephen, question for you. As the president of CUALA, a prestigious alumni association, the role of the president is expected to be very daunting. How do you plan to build and maintain the alumni brand while balancing work and life? 90 seconds.
Okay, basically, let me be sure I got a question. So considering the role and task of being alumni president, how do I intend to balance that with work and life?
In other words, work with, yes.
Okay, I think this is simple. One is basically capacity. Is the capacity available to make it happen? I'll say yes. It's not the first time I'm assuming excess responsibilities. That's one. Two, the other thing will be leadership, the ability to lead. Because there's no way that I alone will be able to make those things happen on my own. I'll need to leverage on the EXCOs and the non-EXCOs. Because, it's one thing to have a plan, like I said, but how effective are we going to be able to lead through other people? And this also boils to the fact that we should even allow other people who are energetic and looking for opportunities to lead to also be involved in the process. How am I going to balance? One, I'm going to be available for the Covenant Investor Alumni Association to ensure that what we need to deliver is delivered as presented in the plan. And two is to allow other persons also to be involved in the process in executing, because they're also looking for opportunities to be part of what we're trying to drive. And also to allocate, and dedicate time for this particular purpose. Yes, I have a family that I have to take care of. Yes, I have work I have to take care of. But interestingly, I'm also involved in the alumni, even presently right now. Yes, I know being president will require much more commitment, and there are things that I could do, on the go presently.
Thank you, Stephen. Sarah, it looks like you're back.
Yes, please.
Okay, great. So I want to give you at least 45 seconds to continue what you were saying before you dropped off. So this is in building an inclusive alumni. Sorry for breaking the flow, everyone. I just want to make sure everyone has a free and fair time allocated. All right, so Sarah, 45 seconds for you to conclude on what you were saying in building an inclusive alumni.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So yes, I had said leveraging on people who listen to, and aside the bonding activities, you also find out where the people are in need. And some people, which I like what we did in the last administration, some people really just need mentoring. They probably have the resources, but they don't have the right way to use them, And some people actually just probably need funding. And so it's to find out what specific need is and be able to help them with that. When you help people, truth is, when you help people, first you reach out to them. If you don't reach out to them, you cannot get them to even be a part of it. So we first have to reach out to them. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for that. So Kemi, your own question, I'm going to tailor it again just a bit for you. So you've been already running this for the past 2 years. How do you intend to continue for the next 2 years, knowing that this is a task, is a huge task, and how do you intend to balance work, family, and the position?
Thanks, Naraya. The proof of the pudding is in the taste. So I've done this before. I'm willing and excited to do it again. I think two important things that are going to change going forward. And if you look at my manifesto, one of the foundation actually of my manifesto, if you look at the 3 pillars, there's a cross-cutting foundation, is about empowering the directorates, the different VPs and the different directorates, as well as the secretariats to thrive and succeed. Right, so that's one way that I'm going to continue to leverage the team to get things done. If every VP is delivering exceptionally on what they need to do, the work of the president is actually easier. The other way is to strengthen my support system. I'm a new mom, for anybody who cares to know. Before you ask me, I'll tell you. I'm a new mom, and definitely life is changing for me. So a stronger support system is something that I'm leveraging to continue to do this work more. And finally, and most importantly, is really, really ensuring that as many people have the opportunity to volunteer and serve. We're a volunteer-run organization, right? There are only maybe 4 paid roles. So creating platforms, creating opportunities for people to come and volunteer their skills, their time, their resources, their networks is one of the ways that we're going to continue to make this office sustainable for the president. Thank you.
Kemi, and I guess on behalf of the Alumni Association, I want to say congratulations to you as well on your new title as a mother. So over to you, I think, Sarah. So the same question now, 90 seconds. And I could repeat. Yeah, sure. Okay, so as the president of CUALA, a very prestigious alumni association, the role of the president is expected to be very daunting. How do you plan to build and maintain the alumni brand while balancing work and life?
Oh, okay, so the alumni brand is a function of everybody that's in the alumni. And it's not just me, like I always say, it's a team. We all probably would have different things we're doing. However, we have a structure we should build, and we look for stakeholders. When you have stakeholders, it's easy to disseminate information and tasks and say, oh, this is what we want to do. By the time you're able to share these responsibilities, it's easier. And that's why I use stakeholders, because you just can't throw it to the general house, so you look for your stakeholders and throw it to them. And by the time the stakeholders help to take out the burden, there's less of what you're doing, but you are still achieving the same goal. And of course, making sure, enforcing that you leverage on your entire team. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Okay, I think for this particular question, we've all gone around, and I've also been picking a few questions from the audience. And if you do have any more questions, please bring it in. I'm going to ask this personal one for someone here. And the reason I say personal is because person personalized the question to her. So we've been talking about, a lot, we talk about like careers, and, we do a lot of career fairs. And the person said, she's asking everyone, the presidential candidates, she said, how do you intend to help a business owner like myself? So the first person to go for this, Sarah, sorry, we're coming back to you. I think you're meant to be the next person. So can you tell us how you intend to help people in entrepreneurship, beyond just careers? Because I think we do index on that a lot. And there is this person asking how you intend to help her. 90 seconds. That would be you, Sarah, right?
No, I just answered the last question.
Okay, so who is the next person? After Sarah is Stephen, but then Stephen, did you start the next one? Are you on mute? I think you're on mute. I muted you at some point.
I think it's supposed to be Sarah's turn, but I mean, I could go now if you want me to.
Oh, yeah, please.
Okay, so basically answering the question as to how do we support a business person. I think that's what the question is. Of course, it's basically on support, and this is what I'm going to do. And actually, the solution is not really far-fetched. The solution actually is within us. The honest truth is that there are a lot of eagles who are doing well that want to support upcoming entrepreneurs, also have businesses. So we have that. That one is actually not a problem. So we want to bring these eagles together and create a support system for upcoming entrepreneurs so we can support them. It just makes sense that, if you're in a family, your older brother or elder sister should be able to help you up and show you the way and give you some access to markets, access to opportunities that can help your business also thrive. Also, is the aspect of knowledge also and experience, because the difference between failure and success also can be as simple as knowledge, which I don't even want to trivialize right now. And that's why the experience of someone who has gone ahead really matters, which is why I want to prioritize this support system, community of business people, entrepreneurs, where both the experienced and the non-experienced, the upcoming, can also get support. In addition to that, also is to pull the funds together. And I'm glad that from the chat sessions that the VP businesses had, all three of them had similar as an agenda, because it's very, very crucial for us to have that kind of fund that will support upcoming entrepreneurs. And it's not far-fetched, basically. We all can put our resources together without having to depend on an external force to make that happen. And a lot more things that we can do.
Thank you so much, Stephen. So Kemi, do you want to go next? Let's reset.
Yeah, I'll go next. So how do we plan to support businesses? I think the first thing I would say is that the primary responsibility of that lies in the VP business office. And it's important that, the president does not try to be VP business, VP careers, VP welfare, VP. It's important that we don't get to do that, because we run into trouble when we do that. So, I would kind of refer to the campaign and all the things that the VP businesses have said, which is, creating a marketplace, putting funding in place. Sometimes it's not even about the funding. Sometimes it's just having a coach or a person who can direct you and show you the ropes, right? And creating those platforms, like the business interest group, for example, that platform becomes a place where business people can go and get advice, go and get coaching that would help them, improve their businesses. I think the one part of business that every business is in there for the profit, and every business needs clients or customers. And so one thing that we can do to support business people, I would do, is to ensure that we create visibility for businesses. We already started doing it, spotlighting, having the business directory. But how can we go even one step further to ensure that eagles patronize eagles? right? So that people are actually making profit from keeping the money in the family. I personally patronize Eagles as much as I can. So how do we make it, how do we scale that and make sure that more people can actually patronize other Eagles? More importantly, work with the VP business and deliver support to businesses. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Sarah, over to you.
Okay, my apologies for scattering the time anyway. Okay, so if that case was thrown at me, number one of the agendas that I threw forth is building create a business fair where you have businesses. Now, it's easier for you to build your business when you have like businesses around. So sometimes it's not necessarily the funds that help your business to better. Sometimes it's a better idea, and when you have a business fair like that, you see different businesses. As much as, yes, you network with clients and stuff, yeah, you patronize yourself. However, you get inspired to do better. Secondly, I also had, on my agenda, put partnership. Now, there's something about having CUALA partners or CUALA partnership. I belong to a partnership where it's a system. However, they don't want to task everybody. So these partners decide to, okay, we contribute. We come to us whenever you need this. We pledge our allegiance to help. So yes, if we have partnerships, we can tell them, oh, this is what we have on ground. How do we support? So for me, it's the business fairs and the partnership that's going to be great.
I am on mute. Thank you so much for that, Sarah. So one question we have here, and I imagine everyone has gone through the rounds. We do have a couple of questions coming here. I need to kind of make something clear to everyone, for the people asking. So some of these questions look like questions for the elections committee. So I'm really sorry. Those questions might not be able to be surfaced here. So I see multiple people asking just a few questions that need to go to the committee. I also see a few people asking questions, maybe in terms of like books and things like that. At the moment, everyone is taking the same question. So it will be really difficult for me to ask, some direct questions here, but I recommend that you reach out to the Alumni Association to ask some of these questions, okay? So yes, there are a lot of questions. I'm seeing them. I'm trying to filter. There are quite a lot. So please help us have a balanced question that the three of them can answer, because that's what we said we were going to do. Thank you. All right. So there's one question here. I think someone asked this question, and it's actually really interesting that person asked, because I think someone also asked something similar in terms of how we were running the conversations here. And the person asked the question, the person says, what is the place of spirituality in CUALA? It takes the grace of God to stay fervent after graduation. Valid. How does CUALA ensure people are served spiritually aside the operational management? So we stopped, Sarah was the last person. So who's next at this point? Kemi, let's go with you.
I'll go next. That's a great question, especially because our foundation is a very spiritual foundation. And I hope the person that asked the question was actually at the session today. One of the reasons why it was important to have that session today was because we wanted to make sure that we're reconnected to our spiritual base. And if you heard everything that Papa said, honestly, without God, you can't go far on the highway of life. So I'll leave it there. Spirituality is extremely important to CUALA. And there are ways that we have made that, we have operationalized that in CUALA. So we have quarterly prayer and declaration services on Instagram, actually, that we started 2 years ago, where we have ministers within our midst, come and pray and declare over us as a community. Every quarter, every first Saturday of the quarter, we have that. And it's something that we continue to do. Every first day of the month as well, actually, in the last 1 year, we started the Interceding Eagle, where people come together to pray together as a community, right? At the end of the day, spirituality or our walk with God is very personal, but there's also a place for coming together. There's a place for corporate anointing. And so every month we meet on Zoom to pray. And every quarter we meet on Instagram to actually worship God together as a family and declare. And I think it's something that we're going to continue to do, because we cannot disconnect from our source. Otherwise, we're going to run into big, big problems.
Thank you.
All right, who goes next? Please, feel free to go next. Go ahead. Sarah, are you saying? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can. 90 seconds, please.
Okay, so spirituality is, Kemi has said actually, because and I will say, I will emphasize on it because the truth is a lot of us do not leverage on it. And she also made a point and said it's very personal. Now you need to know that you need God. You need to know that God is ultimate, for you to know that when you see a post that says, let us come out and pray, you come out and because sincerely yes, like the last 1 year, well, give or take, we have had monthly prayer sessions and the turnout sincerely have been very poor. I don't know why. However, when you have a hangout, which of course we still also love, there's a major turnout. So you have to have a personal quest for wanting to get something from God, so that when these programs are thrown out, they're in Canaan land. I think they have when eagles pray on Zoom. We have the interceding eagle on IG. There's the worship and declaration. And the truth is, even if that is not enough, get a friend that is part of CUALA, because the truth is you share the same foundation and you guys should build yourself up together. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sarah. Over to you, Stephen.
All right. So just in addition to what Kemi and Sarah had said, because I mean, they've spoken brilliantly. And I'm glad that something is presently actually going on in CUALA right now when it comes to spirituality support. In addition to that, is to also begin to engage our men of God. I mean, if there's an alumni that I know that we have people who can call men of God, that I respect so much, irrespective of the year that they graduated from Covenant University, doing great and amazing stuff. I think we should be able to have sessions where we come together and have those kinds of fellowship and empower these men of God to organize sessions for us, maybe once in a quarter or, first half of the year, apart from Eagle Summit. The truth is, spirituality is one core aspect that we need to have. One thing I'll never ever forget that I heard the Chancellor said before we graduated from Covenant University, man, the graduate I'm referring to now. He said, as you guys become successful, friends will rather become enemies. So what's going to keep and preserve you is your ability to be spiritual. Now I'm also learning the importance of making it as a lifestyle. So apart from the corporate, we also need to learn to practice that individually, which are the things that we want to drive. I know we don't need to subject a chaplain to come under the process of election, but I want to recommend to the Executive Council to appoint a chaplain that can help to coordinate the entire process to make sure we give priority to this.
Thank you so much, everyone, for this. We do have like 1 or 2 questions maybe, and we'll be wrapping up. We'll give you time to talk about your manifestos, but thank you. You've been giving us really intelligent answers to the questions that we have. I'm going to read a few things. I need to remind everyone that at this moment I am an independent party. So if you see on social media, try not to engage on anyone's post. But I need to read a few things in terms of feedback that people have, for the electoral body. So one is, can we include the postgraduate arm? They also need to be able to vote. So I don't know what we do with them right now, but please, the electoral team, please look into that, or if you can get back to Queen's leaders asking here. Someone was also asking about, someone asked if there is a CU constitution to hear that. So please, leadership, can you look into sending that across? If we have one, if you're updating it, just let us know, the status for that. Finally, I think there's another one as well where someone has a question for the electoral body, which is asking the person is asking why submit a manifesto before the person is cleared to contest. I need to remind you that the electoral body is also super independent. But if you do have any question, I think Toby was a person that started. Feel free to engage Toby directly as well if you have questions around that. I think I probably have taken a few questions and feedback. I don't think they are questions, and that's why I'm reading them out, okay? All right, so let's take this other question. Now, we're going to, I think this might be the last one probably. The question for everyone is, how would you measure success at the end of 2 years? you know, in 2 years, what are you going to look back to and say, yes, this is it. I succeeded, I failed. Remember, we talked about self-assessment. So let's talk about this. Sarah, I think you should start this one.
Yes, want to start.
Yeah, nice.
So I always like when you use the word numbers. So numbers is one of the best ways to measure things. And numbers in terms of, okay, what did you say you want to do? How many did you say you want to plant? So for example, I say, I want us to have chapters in every city that has the minimum number of eagles, and so at the end of 2 years, I expect that if presently in Nigeria, I'll give an example. I think we have maybe in 3-4 states. If at the end of 2 years, I am able to succeed with at least 16 states, oh yes, that is success, because the truth is these things cannot be built. Even if I say I want to do all this, I'm leveraging on existing initiatives. That the same way whoever comes after is going to leverage on existing initiatives. So I should make sure, okay, I have gotten to a point that can encourage the next person to take over and still run. Yeah, so that's one of the things that I would use to measure it. Secondly, I would also measure by the number of eagles that have come together, because after all, CUALA is us. We are CUALA. So if it remains the 8,000 that we are out of 20 or 20 something thousand at the end of 2 years, then I wouldn't say I've succeeded. But if at the end of 2 years, from 8,000, we can move to at least 15, 16,000. Oh yes, okay, good. You were able.
With all due respect, you were muted by the team. Sorry about that. All right, Stephen, do you want to go next on that?
Okay. I'm also very, very particular as to like for everything out there, I really want to know, so how do I know I'm successful? So there's always a need to have like a scoreboard where we even check and monitor how we're making progress. So how do I want to determine whether I succeed or whether I fail when it comes to the assignment as president? This is how I want to measure it. One is the quality of partnerships, meaningful partnerships with the Covenant Investor Alumni Association that will help to scale opportunities creation for every Eagle. Second is how many jobs have been created by Eagles. Third is how many Eagles have been able to get jobs through the Covenant Investor Alumni Association. And next will be, so how many businesses have we supported through the Covenant University Alumni Association? And also the volume of funds pulled together by the Covenant Investor Alumni Association to support businesses. And finally will be, particularly for the ones who are having families, by reason of the work I'm doing now, is how many homes we're able to deliver, even if it's 1 or 2 persons. I know I've engaged a couple of Eagles in that direction of the importance of having that as part of their own desires.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Stephen. Kemi, over to you.
Awesome. How will I measure success in the next 2 years? I think the biggest metric for me would be how many alumni members are engaged, right? That's going to be the biggest metric. If I say that I'm building an alumni for all, it's like how many people are actually in this arc that we're building, just borrowing on Canaan land, terminology. How many people have come into this arc? How many people have derived value from this arc one way or another? And I really like, Stephen's scorecard, because it's very balanced. It covers all the different directorates, right? So success for me would be rolling up all the different directorate success into one big number. How many people have we been able to engage? How many people have we been able to add value to? How many people have we been able to provide platforms for volunteering to? How many people have we been able to equip? How many people have we been able to empower? How many people have we been able to add value to tangibly, such that they are proud to be members of this alumni? So my success is going to be a reflection of all the different, directorates doing what they have said, delivering on what they've said, and we can roll that up to how many people have we been able to reach and add value to. Thank you.
Thank you to the 3 of you. Finally, and this is the last question, You've talked about how you're going to measure success. You've talked about, how you personally are going to say, how many people have been able to engage, how many schools have I set up, but it does take a village, and the village is, your co-leaders, first of all, before you actually have the alumni, the rest of the alumni working with you. So there's one last question here, which I thought, is very handy. How would you hold your team members responsible and accountable for their performance, knowing that their success or failures impact your overall outlook? We'll close with this question, 90 seconds. All right, who goes next?
I'll go first. I think it's my turn to go first. So how do you hold your team members accountable? That's a solid question, because it's definitely something that at the beginning of this administration, we didn't really factor into account, because there was just ingoing trust that everybody would do what they said they would do. But then what we've then seen is that it's not always the case. Life happens, to be honest, right? And, conditions change, and sometimes people are unable to deliver on what they said. So how do we keep each other accountable? I think the first thing is making sure that at the very beginning, and this is learning from the past, at the very beginning, we all commit to what we will do. We publish what we say we will do. And at the end of a period, whether it's a quarter or whether it's 6 months, we come back and report on what we said we would do and how we've achieved it. And I think the people that can actually hold us accountable the most is the community, right? So we publish half-year reports every 6 months. How many people read it? Because it doesn't matter what we put in there. If the community is not holding us accountable, then it's tough to actually get people to do what they say they will do. So I would just to reemphasize, at the beginning of the administration, everybody commits to what they will do, not empty manifestos, but actual tangible things that will be delivered. And we begin to measure each other during periods and report back to the community, because you are the ones that are actually going to hold us accountable. They don't report to me. I don't employ them. You are the ones that have elected us into office. So you hold us accountable.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kemi. Who goes next? You're on mute.
Oh, okay. Okay, so how do I hold my teammates accountable? And as much as I would say exactly what Kemi said, because whether you like it or not, everybody came up, we individually campaigned, and everybody came up with an agenda. So if you have an agenda, this agenda you have is what we're supposed to use to move CUALA forward. So let us know what this agenda is. Let us know how you intend to implement it. And then we have it on slate. So we tick as you go, and when you hold people accountable per task, it makes them know that, look, if I don't do the next one, there's going to be a problem. But I wouldn't particularly wait till there's a total one. Okay, what do you want to do? We're taking the first one. When are you doing this? When are you doing that? When are you doing the next one? Which I also think was done in this present administration. There's a timeline for, okay, this period of time, what are you delivering? And let's ensure you deliver it. So that's one of the ways, that's one of the major ways I will hold my teammates accountable. Tell me what it is that you deliver, and let's move with it.
Thank you, sir. Finally, you, Stephen.
All right, so I learned earlier on that there's a very big difference between status report and progress report. So people could talk about things happening, but how have we moved from point A to point B? If, for instance, now the present administration, maybe the VP careers or maybe the VP business or whoever, whichever office has done up to maybe created maybe like 500 jobs. Okay, so how can we go from 500 jobs to maybe 1,500 jobs, or whatever metric we're going to use? So how do I want to hold people accountable? First of all, I want to know where we are, and this is where we're going. You've presented manifestos to the people. So how do we intend to meet those things? So one of the things will be to capture frequent data, where we're going to be making available monthly reports to the alumni body, saying that this is what we promised and this is what we delivered. If we can't hold ourselves accountable, then there's obviously no progress that we're making. I believe beyond what we are doing here at the Covenant University Alumni Association, I think we're setting a standard for what politics should be, for what leadership should be. So what we are doing basically here, even in this entire process, is to design a template as to what should be. when it comes to running for office or politics in Nigeria, Africa as a whole. So accountability is it. I also want to challenge the Electoral Committee on this. Whatever manifesto that's been presented, the same platform are going to use, capture data. What did we promise? Be able to capture in numerical terms to say, this is what we promised and this is what we delivered.
Thank you so much, Stephen. I want to really appreciate everyone for taking time to dissect and give us really intelligent responses to this. It's really a struggle, listening to all of you to say, like, who gets my vote is a struggle. But before we wrap up for the day, I wanted to give us time to sell your market, pretty much. In other words, read out your manifesto, 5 minutes each. Before then, I want to mention something that someone said here, and I think this is for the Electoral Committee. Someone said, can the Government Council consider reviewing the frequency of our elections? Some officers like the President can serve for 4 years, and we can do, some offices like the President can serve for 4 years, and we can do midterms for the other offices, just the feedback as well. And I'm sharing it because you all are going to be in that role soon, at any of you, so something for you to take note of. All right, so let's take a deep breath. It's time for the manifesto. In other words, selling your market. So let's take a deep breath. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. If you're in the audience, do that as well with us. Breathe in. Come on. I need to see you visualize your deep breath. In, hold it in, and out. Stephen, what's going on? Money, investment? You were pulling up your manifesto, but we can't hear you.
No. I think my internet had a bit of a glitch there. I didn't hear what you said, actually.
Oh, okay. So what part?
I just came in and I saw you say something like about breathing.
Oh, yeah, exercise. But did you hear what I said about the feedback for the elections committee?
No, I didn't get that.
I can read it again, but I'm only saying it because any of you could be, in the office. So I'm just reading it out. And I know some people are saying, I beg or no, things like that. So whatever, family, I want to say, CU alumni family, please, if you have any feedback or anything, if you don't think it's a great idea, if you think it's a great idea, remember to channel your feedback to the team. But I'm just reading someone's comment here. Can the Government Council consider reviewing the frequency of our elections? Some offices like the presidency can serve for 4 years, and we can do midterms for the other officers. Just saying, FY, don't worry, it's nothing too serious, but it's a good suggestion as well. All right, so let's take a deep breath. Like I said, we're doing another one because now you can hear me, Stephen, and I need to see you take a deep breath. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, in and out. One more, in and out. Great, thank you so much. So we're going to do the manifesto, and we will start with Sarah. We're going to start with you. I think that's how we started in the beginning. So 5 minutes to talk about your manifesto, and then Stephen, and then Kemi, over to you. All right, let's go. 5 minutes. Timekeeper, thank you so much for doing an amazing job. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, house. Again, let me just introduce you to one very nice quote I like to put on my manifesto. It's called the C3 era, and it's CUALA, cross-border collaboration. Basically, it's relates to a synergy between borders, and these borders are physical borders, which are geographical borders. We also have borders that are set borders. We have social class borders, and then we have, like I like to mention, borders that have been consciously built. So the C3 era basically is, oh, come, let's get all those borders together. And I will tell you why. These borders have different energies. They have different potentials. We might just be losing just one bit. And you know how soup is not very sweet until there's the right quantity of Maggi or right quantity of salt put inside. Yes, so for me, it's very important that you bring everybody together and maximize the potentials that they have, because this potentials is not just for us, it's for the entire body. So whatever it is that we're trying to maximize, it's not for the council, it's not for whoever is leading, it is for CUALA itself. Everybody at some point will get to benefit from this. And so to do this, I broke it down to certain steps. And one of the first things was creating chapters across states. And this would help to make information and access better. Now it's easier for me to access my chapter head, and then my chapter head can escalate for me, or my flight head, and my flight head can escalate for me. But if the whole of Nigeria is linking to Lagos or linking to Abuja, it's going to be very difficult for that to happen. Secondly, I talked about the bonding activities. And bonding activities because sometimes you need to be relaxed to get to know who people really are. Most times you meet people on the circumstances, and you see the parts you probably shouldn't see. And so you don't maximize the potentials that these people have, So bonding activities help to bring us together, not just to bring us together, but to leverage on our energies. This energy, I don't know who said to me today, I said, we are all like electricity. Somehow there's an electric energy that passes through everybody. But if we don't bring the people together, then we cannot leverage on the potentials that we have. Also, we would, in this era, have business fairs. These business fairs would help to give market opportunities to CUALA businesses. I would also say, okay, let's look for how to build networks. How do we build these networks? The business fairs, the bonding activities. Now the network is because no man is an island. Whatever you do, you need people around you. You cannot do anything on your own. So when you have healthy networks, it helps you to reach out to the right person at the right time. And this would help, this will make me infuse something into it, which I think we don't do at present. I finished my master's from Covenant University, and I encountered a lot of people who we don't even have their courses in Covenant University. For example, I did an MBA and I had doctors, I had lawyers do this MBA. And imagine if we had this kind of people in the community, we would be able to leverage on their expertise when there is a need for it. So I would definitely want to use that to, build networks that we have already. Also, job engagement through CUALA jobs and opportunities. So we have organizations like SOFCOM, who I am very aware of, that constantly recruit Eagles, and they run it consistently. So if I'm going to be president, I'm going to ensure that I leverage on this and I amplify it so that more Eagles have opportunities to and to show their potentials. Also, we would also infuse the CUALA partnership. And I like the partnership part because sometimes you need a force to help you push a bus. You might have a golf car, but when you want to tow you can't use the golf cart to tow a bus. So sometimes you need higher energies, you need stronger energies. So we partner with people who we know that they are stabilized to a level and can help to support. And this way, we are sure that the system would grow. Thank you very much. And I hope that in this era, we are able to make you know that you're not just part of the system, you are the system. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and we wish you all the best. That's a great presentation. So over to you, Stephen. 5 minutes, please. IT, I would have loved you to spotlight the speakers, but if we didn't do it for Sarah, let's not do it for the rest, okay? Let's keep it open for at the same time. All right, over to you, Stephen.
Okay. I think everything that I have in my manifesto basically is about creating opportunities for Eagles. And I just kind of like expressed them in about 5 points if you look at my manifesto. So the first basically is creating opportunities for Eagles to maximize their economic lives and welfare. And these opportunities includes employment opportunities, business opportunities, investment opportunities, even market opportunities. So that is encapsulating all that in one. So how do I intend to achieve this? Working with the team that we have, whether at the ESCO level or at the non-ESCO level. First, basically is venture creation, basically to create ventures directly and indirectly. Indirectly could be, sorry for that, the light just went up, so it's going to come on. I hope you can still hear me. Just confirm you can still hear me.
If you need us to pause your time, let me know, but we can hear you.
Okay, so if you can still hear me, just permit me to still go ahead.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so just in line with that, basically is to create ventures, whether directly or indirectly. So directly for me will be the alumni creating businesses. Indirectly will be alumni members creating businesses that we will support. I've taken some time out to do some studies, also some things that are trying to do with those who work with me in my place of work on how we can create businesses created by even the employees. And so the idea is the alumni having, there's nothing wrong in us being major investors in a mall or owning a mall. I think we've gotten to a point where we should, if you've read this book, The Seven Mountain Prophecy, part of the dream is to see eagles like really have influential positions represented at various mountains, whether it be media, entertainment, education, government. So one of it is business, basically, which is why I said to achieve that opportunity creation is to create ventures, businesses, directly or indirectly. And that is to enable job creation a lot easier. Second would be to support Eagle businesses. And support will be not just finance-based. Finance is one. Infrastructure is another. Thanks to the Eagle's Nest, we need to scale that. Thanks to the Eagle Hub, we'll need to scale that virtually and non-virtually. In addition to that, will be to establish platforms that will help to develop human capital, which also enable job creation a lot easier, because it's one thing to create a venture, it's another thing to have the best of talents to work with you. And we want to make sure that those talents are sourced internally beyond going externally. For instance, I have the privilege of leading a company, and I make it a priority to ensure that Eagles, come top priority before I consider any other person. I mean, it just happens. It's a natural bias. That happens. So how can we make that happen directly from what we are doing, even at the alumni platform? So we have to consciously have an engine that helps us to develop talents internally that makes recruitment of such talents a lot easier. Next would be to promote Eagle talents. So we have a number of Eagles doing amazing stuff. And this is not just in the creative space, even business, even as professionals. They will need that media mileage. They will need that support. They will need to be put on the spotlight. And that, will also help to scale the means by which people perceive even the alumni as a whole, generally. So these are some of the things. Then supporting Eagle entrepreneurs to create opportunities. I've mentioned that. Let me just wrap up with this. I think I still have time. Good. I still have 1 minute, 22 seconds. Now, if I'm going to add to that, is to also position the Covenant Investor Alumni Association to play big in key industries, sectors, including politics. For me, I think this is the time that we should begin to support those who are in those ministries. We talk about it, but I think it's now time for us to be intentional about it. Covenant University is going to be 20 next year. I'm looking for the possibility where we'll have, thank God for the few we have in politics. We need a lot more in politics. It has been prophesied over us many times that someday the president of Nigeria will be a Covenant University graduate. I think this is time to start working towards that. But of course, to achieve that, we need to start building those influences, even from this particular point, which is why I said we are going to be establishing Eagles in those spaces, leveraging on those who are already in that space. So how are we going to do that? Let's build a database, first of all, of Eagles doing well in each of the various sectors. They're already there, they understand the space. How can they help us to get as many persons all involved into that space? And then, the one who's already there can help, others come up, and they'll begin to build from there, whether it be politics, whether it be economics, whether it be business, whether it be media, whether it be entertainment. But once you leverage a lot of media, one of the things that I have as a desire for the alumni is to own a very strong media company. We need to have a voice. Nobody's going to speak for us. We have to voice by ourselves. And so these are angles that I look at us, which will serve as not just, creating a position for us, but also.
Thank you so much, Stephen. I think we do get the gist, and I want to commend you as well for continuing even in darkness. Thank you for that. All right.
Thanks for a business that can solve our problem.
Guys, let's step up to it. We are going to make these things happen. We'll rule the nation and, the world. All right, over to you, Kemi. 5 minutes for your manifesto.
Thank you. All right. So the tagline or the big idea of my manifesto is building a stronger and empowered alumni for all. I think we've been, as Stephen said, we've been prophesied over that we will change the world and we will rule nations. But only people that are empowered can actually do that. Only people that are empowered in their careers or in their businesses or in their ministries or in their social enterprises can do that. And so this is the time to actually begin to equip Eagles to be able to take their place in the league of leaders that will lead all these different industries. So how do I want to make that happen? There are 3 key pillars and 1 cross-cutting enabler that I want to do that through. The first thing is to promote Eagles by equipping them for growth, and then providing platforms for visibility. So very much like what Stephen has said, how do we ensure that Eagles are growing, regardless of whether they have a business or not, whether they're in a job or not, whether they're running a social enterprise or not, or they're actually doing all 3? How do we equip them for growth? How do we put in the tools, the skills, capacity development programs to help them thrive? I like what somebody said, it seems we're over-indexing on careers. What are we going to do for business people? How do we ensure that there is balanced growth for all Eagles? We provide the tools that they need to grow. And then as they grow, we then provide platforms for visibility. How do we ensure that we spotlight? We're doing spotlights today, but how can we take that to the next level? How can we ensure that we shine the light on CUALA and CUALA Eagles in the world? Our elections are trending everywhere right now, and people want to be alumni members because of that. How can we leverage that visibility to actually ensure that Eagle-led businesses, Eagle professionals, Eagle ministers get the spotlight and get to be shown to the world? How do we provide those platforms? Working with the different directorates, of course, whether it's a marketplace or it's a directory that we create, ensuring that Eagles actually get visibility within the CUALA community and beyond. I think the second thing is ensuring that we build micro communities. No matter how great your plan is, I have seen it firsthand. You can have the best ideas, you can launch the best programs. If people don't know, and if people don't trust you, they are not going to come and engage. And so you're going to be offering this amazing platter of benefits that nobody is seeing because they're not even engaging with you. So how do we build micro communities, chapters, flights? How do we build interest-based groups? Because not everyone will be in a location where there are enough people to start a chapter. How do we strengthen these interest-based groups that are not geographically constrained? Because we're global alumni. How do we ensure that we get cross-pollination of ideas through interest-based groups? So that's the second big thing that I want to do. We deepen the connections between Eagles. Eagles find platforms to come together and exchange value. So you're not waiting for VP Careers to post a job opportunity. Anybody can go into an interest group and post a job opportunity that people can take advantage of. How do we empower everyone to actually add value wherever they are through micro communities? The third one is partnerships. We can't do great things alone. CUALA alone is not able to actually do everything that CUALA has been called to do. And so we need to partner. There are examples of partnerships that we've already done with Jobberman, for example, in this past administration. They delivered soft skills trainings to fresh graduates to make them more ready for work, for the workplace, right? We partnered with some Eagle businesses, Udemy, for example, to do career assessments so people know where they should go and where they're more fitted to. And so bringing partnerships on a very large scale to ensure that Eagles are able to benefit from it, either by getting value from those partnerships or being promoted by those partnerships to ensure that their businesses, lives, and careers are better. And then the final thing, which is the cross-cutting theme, is empowering directorates and the secretariat to deliver. We cannot run on only volunteers. We need to actually build the structure to ensure that the secretariat is running programs and meeting Eagles wherever they are and doing all of that work with or without a VP or a president. So empowering the secretariat, and of course, creating opportunities for VPs to be their best selves, to bring their best game to the alumni and ensure that we win together. At the end of all of this, we're going to be a more empowered and stronger alumni for all that can actually really change the world as we've been mandated to. Thank you. Go and register.
You literally took that out of my mouth because I think registration closes tomorrow at midnight. So go and register. But thank you so much for sharing your manifesto, Kemi. To be honest, I was listening into all of them. Like I said before, this is a tough one. But one thing that came to mind is that for me, for anyone that wins, CUALA wins, and I'm okay, and I'm happy as an alumni member. So, but it's been a great sport with the three of you. I want to say may the best candidates win. We do have a few announcements that we want to share. First of all, we want to say thank you. First of all, I'll start with the Alumni Association and the people hanging in there and listening to you speak. Thank you for giving us over 2 hours of your time to help us make this important decision, because this position is super strategic, and I want to say thank you to everyone who's tuned in there and who's, commenting and keeping the conversations in the chat section active. Secondly, we already talked about the registration, so please go register if you haven't. If you need a reason to, this video is going to still be up tomorrow, and the old ones are also there as well, so check the alumni page. Voting starts on the 23rd of October, so get ready. Do not sell your votes. I know that we are not people that sell votes, yeah? So do not sell your votes. So make sure you go vote as needed. If you haven't been checking your email, please, a lot of emails do come in, from the Alumni Association. So go check it. There are instructions there for you to follow. So make sure, like someone said in the comment section, search for CUALA in your email, in your inbox, and you'll find some of the emails there. Let me see, what else do I need to tell you about? Nothing else. I think we're just going to be wrapping up. Just saying thank you to you, everyone who's tuned in. Now I'm moving over to the people, on the hot seat. It has been a hot one. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for tolerating our mutes. Thank you for, just adjusting your time as well, because we had to go on break, which wasn't planned initially. Thank you so much for sharing. And we really wish you the best out there. We trust that, we feel that you are passionate about the Alumni Association. We've seen what you've done in the past, and we are hopeful for the future with you. Finally, I think I want to say thank you to the town hall organizers. So some of them are behind the scenes. So Rotimi, Sami, Moji, and Gabriel, thank you so much for the work. This is the final chat, Know Your Candidate. I need to remind everyone that we did not call this a debate. It was a Know Your Candidate. So thank you everyone for doing the work behind the scenes to getting this going out. So I think that's it. But a special shout out to you, Stephen, for also going into the car. I think we saw you there. So thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, I think that's it. We're going to end with music. I don't know if, Toby, do you want to say anything in 1 minute before we wrap up? Toby, from our chairman elections. Let's spotlight.
Right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Chief Whip. Thank you, candidates, for sharing your views, your ideas, your manifestos to us. You've heard them, so it's up to the polls. But please, before we go in for the polls, we need to register. We need more people to register to participate. Participate in this journey because it's for all at the end of the day. It's for progress at the end of the day. That's why we are all here together. You can see it's a chart, and you can see what the candidates have said. So you decide on the 23rd. However, voting, like has been said, closes tomorrow. Registration closes tomorrow. Update your contacts on the platform and make sure that you vote when it's time to vote. For the candidates, you know the rules. After tomorrow, there is no more campaign. There's a 2-day quiet period, no more campaigns. So after that, we can now start voting. So I wish you the very best in the polls. For the questions that come up that are coming for the electoral committee, you can just send us an email at elections.alumni@covenantuniversity.edu.ng. We'll pick it up and attend to it. Thank you so much, everyone. So it's a wrap, right? Have a fantastic evening, afternoon, and night, wherever you are. Thank you.
Thank you, Toby. So thank you, everyone, again. And please stay behind for the variety night with your food and your drinks and everything. So DJ Rotimi, I'm going to be bringing you up on stage. I'm going to be, just here listening and dancing. So yeah, over to you, DJ. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in and chatting.
máa circulate lọ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́.
Ẹ̀sà máa mi ní kí o.
Kò máa séwu lọ́rọ̀ wa.
Ẹ̀sà máa mi ní kí o.
Kò máa séwu lọ́rọ̀ wa.
Ẹ̀sà máa mi ní kí o.
Lẹ́sọ̀lẹ́sọ̀ kó máa yí lọ.
Ẹ̀sà máa mi ní kí o.
Ẹ ṣá máa ṣàkàdẹ́lì kó.
Ẹ̀sà máa ṣàkàdẹ́lì o. Ẹ̀sà máa ṣàkàdẹ́lì o.
Ẹ ṣá máa ṣàkàdẹ́lì kó.
Ẹ̀sà máa ṣàkàdẹ́lì o.
Jídé director mi.
Ẹ̀sà máa mi ní kí o.
Adéníyì director bàbá ni.
Ẹ̀sà máa mi ní kí o.
Lẹ́sọ̀lẹ́sọ̀ kó máa yí lọ.
Ẹ̀sà máa mi ní kí o.
Kó máa circulate wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́.
Ẹ̀sà máa mi ní kí o.
Cass beats. Yeah. This is not a thing to discuss in this type of place. At all. We're not going to discuss it here now. Leave me, man. I'm the man. What's up? To Baba. Leave me, man. This is the remix. The remix. Cass. Oh, shit. Feel it. No shit. Feel it. I'm a. Feel it. Cause I am the drama king. I'm a. I need it. I'm a Yoruba lady. I got too much swagger. I'm a iconic swagger. I'm the king of the swagger. Drama king, Talon Sarah, Emilio Sarah. I'm a low one Sarah. You a king, baby.
Yeah.
Ice Prince.
Ole who tell me something where I know fit do. Yo bok malo too. Morning, Modeji, I hope you're ready, cause it's only who feeling the boy, she feeling the boy, feeling the boy, she feeling the boy, feeling the boy, she feeling the boy, feeling the boy, she feeling the boy.
Okay, I'm so interesting. It's why they say that I'm the next thing. See, even on features, I'm impressing. People do hate, but I'm a flexing. Yeah, I learned the lesson. They throw me shots, but I am a chesting. I'm far from pop, my pop is resting. My flow so bad, my tongue is vexing. Yeah, no one is testing. I'm best by far, is what I'm guessing. 1, 2, 3, I win like wrestling. How can I lose? I'm with the best team. Yeah, I'm the boy with the fire. DJs give me more speed than a tire. Seen it all, done it all, sang in the choir. Feeling like I'm 10 here, only go higher. Yeah.
Now tell me something where I know fit do. Yo bok malo too. Morning, Modeji, I hope you're ready, cause it's only who feeling the boy, she feeling the boy, feeling the boy, she feeling the boy, feeling the boy, she feeling the boy, feeling the boy, she feeling the boy.
On the beat is David.
to the roots on this one. Naija, where you did? Where you did? Come on. Oh girl, as I see you dey waka, everybody they look your baka. Then they wonder how them fit to touch your heavy something. Last time when you take my number, you talk say you go holla, but you put me on a long thing. Today, not today, you no go escape. I could put you for corner, I'm ready for you. Today, not today, you no go escape. But you ready, lati tata. But before then, bossy ganga kajo, bossy ganga kajo, bossy ganga kajo. Kabashe to, bossy koro kafo, bossy koro kafo, bossy koro kafo. OVS new Honda.
Wepa! Ça c'est la techno Soukous. Ah oui, Longomba, le propriétaire de tous les dossiers. Hey! 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 Avec la participation de Jocelyne Berroa. Hey! 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 Ah! Yo! Africa, Africa, ngasika putula bibamba, nyuso bamba, baninga nanga pinch na yo, potunga makamingi, koleka kutunga moto na zanga. Pinga naka ya, 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 pinga naka ya, ya, ya. Attention, ça va décoller. Bobengelanga Nathalie Awilo, bobengelanga Johnny Tumbandinka. Kutu kutu kayana, kutu kutu mon bébé, kutu kutu kayana.
Comment tu t'appelles? Je m'appelle. Comment tu t'appelles?
Qui, moi?
Je m'appelle Coupé Coupé Bibamba. Hey. Je m'appelle Coupé Coupé Bibamba. Hey. Zinzakoti Abimina Malembe.
Kabana yo!
Zinzakoti Abimina Malembe.
Wepa! Ya! Hey, 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 hey! Soulevez la patte! Soulevez la patte! Ça c'est le véritable tube! Yo! Atako bati, ngana koyeba tena kotenga, bubutu nusayebi!
Balafika Zala.
Hey, biloko toni boka!
Balafika Zala.
Mutu nusayebi!
Balafika Zala.
Biloko toni boka!
Balafika Zala.
Shikati kankan, kwenda sukuma, shikati kankan!
Ouais.
Shikati kankan, kwenda sukuma, shikati kankan! Ya! Hey! Stop!
Comment tu t'appelles?
Qui, moi? Non, lui!
Je m'appelle Coupé Coupé Bibamba.
Non, l'autre! Préparez-vous, car les bonnes choses ne durent jamais. Attention, le top des tops revient en colère! Ah!
I love it when you smile at me. You will never have to weep with me. I'll be the happiness that moves your heart. And when you sleep, I'll find my way into your dreams. What do you want from me? Like magic, like better. Mon shit, dada, mon shit, jeje. 1, 2, the boy Black Magic looking for you. I hit you up like 3, 4. I wanna talk to you, no be free, call. I meet you up like 5, 6. They get the kind of lyrics that they try to spit. But 7, 8, 9, I wrote this one for you. Thanks for getting me inspired. Mo fẹ́ kó jẹ́ bí ọ̀rẹ́ o, bí ọ̀rẹ́. Mo fẹ́ kó jẹ́ bí ọ̀rẹ́ o, ọ̀rẹ́ o. I love it when you smile at me. You will never have to weep with me. I'll be the happiness that moves your heart. And when you sleep, I'll find my way into your dreams. What do you want from me? be alright, oh, be alright. Mo fẹ́ kó jẹ́ be alright. What do you want from me? Like magic, repete, mo ṣe dada, mo ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. It's the BLACKMAGIC on the MIC. Ladies could get me or they could get ice cream. My style is such that there's no telling where I'd be. And they say black magic, you a smooth rapper. Sugar toe on t-shirt, I'm a smooth papa. I take it easy cause you know the flow too dapper. You're a hottie but to me you're a cool mama. Mama, teach me how to love you, take me back to school, mama. Take me away with you, mama. Listen to the groove, mama. You could be my African queen, I'll be your too, baba. You are not alone. Like magic, requete, mon she dada, mon she jeje. Mo fẹ́ kó jẹ́ bí ọ̀rẹ́, oh, bí ọ̀rẹ́. Mo fẹ́ kó jẹ́ bí ọ̀rẹ́, ọ̀rẹ́.
Yeah. All white caftan like the stripe on a tum-tum. See how we got famous where we come from. What liars from teaspoons to lump sums. What a conundrum. All I did was make lines like when ABC bus comes. Now they saying tread softly with caution. You attract the wrong people when they know about your fortune. I'm worried maybe that'll be my portion. I don't need a new cut to feel level-headed. My experiences justify where I'm headed. So when they talk about the things that I do wrong, I just pat them on the back like a newborn. Cause as the rumors start to spread like a bed sheet, I'm calculating money on Excel spreadsheets. I'm too blessed to be stressed, so I'm giving out some love. Cause I'm getting it in excess, now that you can respect.
Moving over
Me.
taking over
Me.
and I'm feeling my way up now.
I'm feeling my way up now.
Moving over
Me.
it's taking over me, and I'm feeling my way up now.
I'm feeling my way up now. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. First day of the year, my best friend died in a car crash. Couple months before that, I survived in a car crash. Now that's the irony of life. And she was good enough to be your wife. I only cry once a year, but that year I cried thrice. So dear friend, let me give you an advice. Keep your loved ones close, cause they won't live twice. I should have told her how I felt, but I couldn't be precise. I didn't reply her emails, even though she broke down her feelings in detail. I was busy dealing with all sorts of females. Now it's hard for me to even open up my Gmail. I wish she had the same luck as me, but that's what I couldn't give, unluckily. And so I prayed that my blessings extend to the rest of my family and friends.
It's moving over
Me.
taking over
Me.
and I'm feeling my way up now.
I'm feeling my way up now.
Moving over
Me.
it's taking over
Me.
and I'm feeling my way up now.
I'm feeling my way up now. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. Go.
Gbogbo tó fẹ́, ibi yẹn la fẹ́ fọmọdé àti àwọn àgbà.
Yes, boss.
Èyí á mi, ìrètí mi, kò ní dòfo, kò ní dànù láì.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
I'm moving on, yeah. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Hey.
It's moving over me, taking over me, and I'm feeling my way up.
I'm feeling my way up now.
Moving over me, it's taking over me, and I'm feeling my way up now.
I'm feeling my way up now. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. When heaven puts a hand on me, come and share my blessings. La, la, la. Yes, boss.
God grants me the leave of this church and dump me in Covenant University, you can leave your research center for me. Everything there will be thinking, including the floor. Everything inside there will be thinking, including the floor. There is nothing of value that comes from you that does not enhance your worth. Everything of value from you enhances your worth. Don't just carry a title. Carry worth. Carry worth. The worth of a man is not in his title. The worth of a man is in his values. Bill Clinton, no title. George Bush, no title. Barack Obama, no title. The worth of a man is in his name, not in his title. So I see amazing products named with you. Yeah. I see amazing products named with you. When you list the folks on your bibliography, just their name. Omatosho J. Simple. Your worth is in your name. It's not in your title. So build worth into your name by generating values day in, day out. The world will never remember your title. They only remember your values. What am I saying? I see an army of men and women that will change the story of this world. And I'm glad you are one of them. Don't look down on yourself and don't let anybody look down on you. Joseph didn't look like someone who will save a generation. He was a prisoner, but there was a spirit in him. There was a spirit in him. It is that same spirit I'm asking God to impart on you today. He said, in as much as God has shown you all these things, there is no one as wise and discreet as thou art. There was something in him that was enlarging him on the inside. Receive that same spirit in the name of Jesus. There are students here who will become veritable authors while still in school. You will bring forth values that men around the world will be clamoring to get.